Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, January 30th. It is 6:21 right now. We got market opening up in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. A few more things here. Looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Good. Perfect. There we go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. I'm just going to keep cleaning up the chart, guys. It's like, I feel like it's harder to mark up the liquidity with the old liquidity on the chart. So I'm just going to keep, every day I'm going to mark up new wins. It doesn't take that long anyways. So here, going down to the 4 hour. To the 2 hour. To the 1 hour. .30 minute. 10 minute. Back down to the 1 minute. So we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, January 30th. It is 6:25 right now. We have market opening up in about 5 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. So closest level of liquidity above is at 44,820. Closest level of liquidity below is at 44,779. This is probably going to get hit pre-market, as you guys can see. Price is kind of below here. We got another target right here as well. Target up here. I mean, a lot of these are probably going to get hit here on open. So we'll see what happens here in a few. Looking over here at market structure. So let me go and mark up the market structure from yesterday. Closed. So this is the structure from yesterday. All right, so we'll look for price to break out of this structure here on market open, of course, so that we have some sort of market efficiency. This is pretty much where market closed and where it closed, the range closed. This is the actual close. Let's see if price gets out of this area. There's yesterday's close. Here is our clean chart. So price here is kind of just consolidating around this lower area right now. Here is the SR chart. Very messy down here. So price is pretty much consolidating and ranging between these two zones right here, as you guys can see. These are the same zones from yesterday. So you can see price hasn't really gone too far. All right, so this liquidity got knocked out. I'm gonna take that off. This got knocked out too. We're getting a huge spike of volatility right here pre-market. A lot of this liquidity here is getting knocked out. I believe there was news this morning. There's news at 5:30, which was initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims, and jobless claims 4-week average. It was all positive news except for the GDP growth rate over here, which was negative. So I'm gonna go here real quick. I'm gonna mark up the news. There's a huge spike candle. You guys can see right here. Huge spike candle. All right, so liquidity pretty much got knocked out right here pre-market. The next levels are going to be up here at 44,877, 44,888, 44,779 down here. So breakout is looking like it's going to possibly be a buy. Price is still stuck within this range. You can see over here within the SR zones, price is trying to break out of it. I mean, it is breaking out of it now as we speak. So we got market opening up in about 50 seconds. This upper liquidity right here just got hit. We got more liquidity sitting up here. Okay, we got market opening up in about 30 seconds. Breakout for today looking like a buy. I'm not taking the breakout still, guys. I'm just going to follow it. For those of you who want to take it, feel free to take it. But I'm just going to be following it myself. I need to see like at least 1 week of breakout consistency. If I see 1 week of breakout consistency, then okay, in that situation, I'll start looking for, positions in that area. We don't have that yet. It's still kind of choppy. See a lot of buy orders coming in right here. All right, flip back up. We got market opening in 1 second. Market is now open. So there we go. We got the breakout currently running. Profit. Looks like the 50 points already got hit. If you guys took that for 50 points already hit for the breakout right there. Still on its way up to 100 right there. So we got the breakout running in profit as we speak. Huge volatility right here on open. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to. It's kind of hard to see this here. Let me see if I could. Draw a couple of zones right here just to see where price is, for the most part, ranging from. All right, so we got the range is like down here. I do see the buyers in control right now. So I put a green bar right there. See if there's any more news for today. We got medium impact news at 7 o'clock. So we will just keep that in mind. So we got news coming up right there. See if the sellers come back in control. All right, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a reversal pattern back to the downside. I don't see that here yet, but if I do see a reversal pattern back to the downside, that's what I'll be looking for. Opening candle was here. So the breakout looks like it hit, it's on its way up there. So it's on its way to full TP for 100 points. It's above the 50-point mark. So depending on like what you guys are taking or holding on to, it is pushing up right there on its way up higher. Jonathan said, money done for the day. Have a blessed day, everyone. I'm out. Nice for Jonathan. Yeah. So Jonathan over here took the breakout, of course. Jonathan's probably one of the main people who takes the breakouts. He's been on a hot streak lately because the breakout's been hitting pretty much every day. At least to the 50-point mark. So Jonathan got out at the 50 and he's done. Breakout is still pushing a full TP right there. Buyers are still in control. Liquidity here got knocked out. So both of these levels of liquidity are pretty much done with at the moment. So those are good, done with. We have an engulfing pattern right here. I think it's just a little tricky because we're so close to open still. But this candle was engulfing from this red candle. So the target that I'm looking for price to push up to is probably going to be the sessions up here, if it does continue to climb up. I don't like to trade the open like this. I like to just wait for the market here to kind of, stabilize from this crazy market open and then look for the push. But, like I said, we have an engulfing candle here. So if you guys are taking a breakout, I think it's going to hit its full TP right there for 100 points. It's almost there. The engulfing candle right here gave the extra push that it's likely to hit. So it's almost up there, full TP right there. So if you guys stick the breakout, full TP for 100 points. Reason why we took the breakout or why we identified the breakout was because there was a buy signal here, market open right here, and the breakout hit full TP for 100 points there. Breakout looks like it's finally back in swing. I mean, I can't say for sure yet, but it is looking like it's, back to where it should be. So I'll put this over here, full TP for the breakout. This whole week's been like full TPs for the breakout, aside from the 2 days ago, which was a 50-point move. But pretty much every day, the breakout's on a win streak right now. 4 back-to-back wins. Right here, right here, right here, and right here. Yeah, every day this week, breakout's been hitting. Amazing. So we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll start factoring the breakouts again, but at this very moment, I'm going to hold off. Not really ready to take them just yet. Nice. Brock said I got after the retrace, good for the day, rushing out pediatrician appointment. All right, Brock, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good day. The Brock's done for the day. Took a portion of that breakout. And he's gonna be on with his day there. See how far this pushed up. So this could have been a nice 20-point push right there for the engulfing. I was planning on maybe taking it because it was on the way for the in the direction of the breakout, but like I said, I'm going to hold off because I don't like how this was here moving pre-market. The consolidation right here. I mean, price finally broke out of it, but still. Yesterday, there was a lot of consolidation. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to either flip, either looking for this to flip back to the downside and then look for it to swing back up. Otherwise, I'll look for it to continue back up even higher. I would like it to retrace a little bit so we can get a sell signal and then swing back up, of course. Basically an inverted head and shoulders like this. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Typically, that's what I would look for. I don't see a reversal pattern here yet. So until I see like a V1 variation or I see an engulfing pattern, I'm not really identifying this as a reversal to the downside. This is just a small little retracement, in my opinion, for now, until we have some sort of, double body rejection, double wick rejection, engulfing candle, one of those things that indicates that, okay, price is ready to swing back to the downside. Yeah, we just don't have that yet. I'm debating if I want to keep this as a thick line or if I want to keep it as something thin like that. I think the thick line's better because we can kind of see it a little better. I'll leave it thick for now. I'll play around with it to see if I want to switch around a bit. There was an engulfing candle right here. I couldn't tell if this was a green candle or not, but this candle was a pretty huge candle compared to this one. It was engulfing, but I couldn't tell if this was green, so I can't identify this as a reversal type pattern. So we'll see right here what happens next. I'm looking at the time and sales. No big buy orders. Actually, there's a couple big buy orders that happened right here at 6:37. About like 10 to 20 orders came in. It's a little mixed though. So again, we'll just wait. We'll wait here for market to do something. Once it does something, we'll start looking for opportunities. Looking at our clean chart. So looks like the volatility here is starting to kind of flip around a bit. So this might start to consolidate here. You don't necessarily want it to consolidate, so I want it to keep pushing up. Personally, you don't want it to consolidate right here. Ideally, you want it to keep pushing. All right, perfect. So we got price pushing up higher. The only problem here is that we have a bunch of red flags around this area. So if it does push up higher, it's probably going to reach these upper level targets. And then I'm looking for it to stay above this area here, so I can take some trades. I don't want to trade around the red flags, of course. All right, let's check the market structure bias. All right, so price is trying to push past this area and a little higher. Price is currently at yesterday's close. You see how price is starting to have trouble getting past this area. Yeah, the volume on here. There's actually not a lot of volume in this specific area. There's actually not a lot of volume there. All right, we're currently bouncing off the sessions at the moment. Let's see, Christian said, would you consider that engulfing? Are you talking about this one right here, Christian? Yeah, so I wouldn't consider that engulfing. In order for it to be engulfing, it has to eat up the entire candle. So that's what makes the engulfing different from like just a big candle. So like if this green one was like a little bit lower, because you're kind of looking for that gap, right? So see this right here where price kind of gaps down a little bit, because you want price to show that the sellers were in control, but then they got screwed. Like basically they were like, okay, I'm pushing price down, and then it gapped down a little bit, and then it's like, nope, pushing price right back up. So you're just looking for it to actually eat the whole candle. Because if you have something like this, you have bullish buying power, but it doesn't show that the sellers pretty much got stopped out, because like right here, you can see the sellers are pushing price down, or even with this candle right here, the sellers are pushing price down. It gaps down like maybe 1 or 2 points because the sellers were so strong, but then eventually it goes straight up because it basically just stops the sellers from pushing it any further. I know there's like these little things, like it looks like an engulfing, because I thought the same thing too, Christian. Initially, when I first started trading engulfing candles, I was like, okay, this could be an engulfing because it's so big. But then I realized the whole thought process behind it is you're looking for, the little gap between it, because you want this to not be lined up. So those are like the two things. You either want to see a gap to show that the sellers were pushing and then it swings up, or you want to see a double body, because when you see a double body, it shows that like price got exactly to exact price point and then it flipped, right? Like it's like such a strong reversal. So just something to keep in mind. I know sometimes I take shortcuts, Christian. I'm like, oh, this is engulfing. I'll get into it. But I'm like, no, I have to like stick to the rules. Initially, these gaps, they were harder to read because if you were trading US30, the data was kind of like skewed. It wasn't really good. But when you trade YM, the data is actually really, it's like perfect because you're getting the market data from the exchange. And that's how you can see the actual gaps that are real, not like the fake gaps, but like the real gaps. So right here, we have a double body rejection. This is another reversal pattern to the upside. So this right here indicates that, if it closes green, this may swing back up. We're getting a lot of these like little consolidation pockets. So we've been getting this yesterday. If you guys remember, like pretty much yesterday was a bunch of consolidation pockets. We would have consolidation, price push up just a little bit, consolidation, price push up a little more. And it's kind of the same thing here. We'll see if price bounces off this area. But if that's the case, then, it's just another consolidation pocket. I don't see the sellers in control yet. Because I don't see any reversal patterns, or I don't see any engulfing candles, or I don't see anything that shows that the sellers are really in control. It's just like what happened here. It's just a little retracement, and then continuation to the upside, or not even a retracement. It's more of a consolidation. Price pushed up, consolidated, pushed up higher, and now it's consolidating right here again. So see how it respects this point? It's basically like a break and retest of this zone right here. Price pushed up, retest. And I kind of like that I do these like manually now, because like now that I'm drawing this up manually, you can see that it's like a staircase movement. Push up, consolidation, push up, consolidation. Instead of having like the long, that covers the whole screen. It doesn't really paint the picture as I feel like it should. We have another engulfing candle right here, Christian. So this is an example of engulfing. See how it kind of gapped down a little bit? There's like a little gap, but then it was like, nope, we're pushing price right back up. Yeah, Kip said we'll come back up off the pivots like so. Yeah, exactly, Kip. So this is like another example of like a pivot scalp type pattern. But if there was a momentum signal here, of course, but basically if you want to just catch the bounces off the pivots, it's like another thing to look at too. So there's a lot of different factors here. I mean, there's a ton of ways to analyze this. I just try to keep it as simple as possible. So we got right here, price is coming back up to retest this upper range. With it testing this upper range right here, we'll see if price consolidates, right? Is it going to break through it? Is it going to stay within this area? I just don't like this area here specifically because there's all of these red flags. So we got the sessions right here. This is the Asia low. We got the London low right here. Let's go over here to the bias, market structure bias chart. You can see where price is actually bouncing off of. It's yesterday's close. So here's yesterday's close. Price is having trouble getting past it, which is fine. I mean, that's normal. It's nothing that, it's nothing to be alarmed about. Lines up with the Asia low right here as well. Yeah, Kip said, I'd love a red momentum signal to be followed by a green for another buy, but it's too risky to trade without confluence. Yeah, 100% Kip. And that's exactly what I'm looking for too. There's a lot of like opportunities here to maybe get in for these continuations like this engulfing candle here again. But maybe if the sessions wasn't here. So if the sessions wasn't right here and right here, because like we do have targets up here, we do have, these liquidities that's like kind of sitting right here, these targets. But the problem is this whole area here is, it's either going to consolidate or it's going to bounce off. So what I would look for here personally is I'd look for price to kind of actually break out of this area, or like what Kip said, actually, I'm looking for it to maybe push up, give me a sell signal, push back up higher, and then I'll look for some trades up here. Otherwise, if the buyers are no longer in control, then I'm okay with price even coming back down to here, right back to open. So not really stuck with like one direction right now. I mean, I like trading the direction of the trend, but if price does flip the other way, I'm okay with flipping the other way as well. But it looks like price is just consolidating within this area. We have news here at 7 o'clock. So the news at 7 o'clock is pending home sales year over year and month over month. I don't think it's going to be super high impact, of course. It's forecasted to be mixed. So year over year is forecasted to be positive. and month over month is forecasted to be neutral. So I mean, we'll see. Looks like the volatility here has kind of died out a little bit. The good thing is our breakout did hit full TP, so that's one of the good signs for today. Other than that, we are still waiting for price to start moving. All right, so looking at this right here again, price is sitting at the yesterday's close. This is the market structure bias chart. Here's our main chart. Price is still kind of consolidating within this this range, as we call this resistance at this point. Here's our clean chart. Price is pretty much bouncing off this whole number. So you guys can see it's kind of a reoccurring theme right here that price is stuck at this point, which is the whole number, 44,950. Right here, this is stuck at the sessions. Right here, this is stuck at yesterday's close. It's not the same exact price. Well, actually, it is. Yesterday's close was exactly at 950. So same exact price as the clean chart. And you can see how like the analysis here, it kind of flows over, right? It doesn't matter which strategy you're applying, whether you're looking at clean charts, whether you're looking at market structure charts, market profile, if you're looking at SR zones right here, it's not at the exact price, but it's still at the support zone right here that I have for the SRs. So this is a support resistance chart. Right here, it's bouncing off this resistance, which kind of lines up with the other charts as well. There's some volume up here. It's not a lot of volume, but there's some volume right here. Big volumes down here. All right, we got price finally pushing past this area. It's hitting that target right there. First target got hit. We got price pushing up. This one is smaller. All right, perfect. We got price pushing up. It's knocking out the liquidity right here. It's now a break of structure. So the buyers are still in control. You guys can see the sellers never came back in control here. There's a bunch of like buy confluences here as price continued to push up higher. We had the engulfing candle right here, engulfing candle right here, engulfing candle right here. This kind of goes back to your analysis from yesterday, Christian, that we were talking about. You know, a lot of these engulfings they're good confluence after each other. Engulfing, engulfing, engulfing. The only problem here is that, okay, so here we have a reversal pattern. Look at this. So now we have a double body rejection. This is a V1 variation pattern, double body. If this candle closes red, this could be the possible start for price to swing back to the downside. So that's just something to keep in mind. It has to close red though. If it doesn't close red, then there's no V1 pattern there. Nice, Kip. Yeah, Kip said he's getting a buy direction for him. 10-minute snipe lining up above the sessions, etc. Then he'll have a bias. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. The only thing I would look out for is this right here. So I want to see this V1 variation get invalidated. So in order for this to invalidate, price just needs to push up higher and knock out this higher high. If this doesn't, so this is how you would analyze things in, you know, either direction. So right here, this is a possible turnaround. If this doesn't push back up and knock out this higher high, then this might be a continuation lower, or not a continuation, a reversal to the downside, right? But if it pushes past this and it invalidates this higher high, then at that point, the sellers are not there. There's no way that they're in control because they just got invalidated. And there we go. Invalidation right there, and price is now pushing up higher. So this double body rejection just got invalidated. Now you can see the buyers are still in control here. They're still pushing price even higher. So bullish push, consolidation, bullish push, consolidation. It's pretty much a staircase, if you guys can see here. I mean, it's a pretty much staircase push to the upside. Push up, kind of consolidate, push up, kind of consolidate. Actually, a really clean push to the upside. Went well with the breakout here. So I'm gonna continue to test the breakout for like another week. And I mean, if it's back in working order, I might start taking it again. All right, so liquidity right there got knocked out. Price again is bullish. Still here, I would like to see some sort of retracement. I don't need to see a reversal, but I would like to see some sort of retracement, meaning I would like to see a sell signal come up, retrace down at least to some extent, and then push back up. So I think at this point, price is definitely a bit overextended. You know, if we measure from down here to up here, price is pushed up 240 points almost. It's due for retracement, right? Or a consolidation, one of the two. I would just be a little careful, a little wary. Yeah, Christian as well. He said I'll wait for the red signal. Sam. Nice visual trader said nice cut 100 points from the 2-minute opening range. It's kind of similar to like an orb strategy, right? Visual. Well, I'm kind of assuming that's sort of what you're applying. So I'm familiar with the orb strategy, but that's like a little different. Like people will mark up the daily and then they'll go over to like the 15-minute. It's more of like a scalping orb, I guess. Which works good. I mean, it works good. As long as it works, it works. It's a key thing. Stanley said if this closes red, would it be a double body? No, it wouldn't be a double body because they're not on the same level, Stanley. So you can see the body's up here and the body's down there. So it'd have to be on the same exact level. Like this one right here. So the example of that would be this candle right here. See how they're on the same level? I mean, it looks like this V1 variation. Let's see if it would have survived the push to the upside. Yeah, so technically this V1 variation is still, I mean, it's still active if anybody was taking it. I mean, I wouldn't take it against the trend, but yeah, that one there is still technically, it's been invalidated where the highs have been pushed further, but it hasn't exactly hit stop loss if that was like an entry that someone was looking for. This was an engulfing candle though, so let me just put a red line over here. Okay, so we have an engulfing candle right here. This is a possible start of, you know, reversal to the downside. So I'm just marking this up here just in case this does reverse down. Obviously I'm analyzing this here. This here is a big red candle, right? So there's a big red candle engulfs this one. There's a couple different patterns I look for reversal. I look for V1 variations, double body or double wick, or I look for engulfing. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to reverse, but it does indicate that, you know, price may swing back down. Yeah, exactly. Kip said V3 reversal is running with that engulfing candle, but did not confirm after. Yeah, it didn't continue to push down lower. So this is like the first analysis of like reversal for me. What I need to see next is I need to see another confirmation. Like I need to see like another engulfing down here or a V1 down here or something that's going to keep pushing price down. Otherwise, this is just going to be invalidated. So this looks like it's being invalidated as we speak. And we'll see this. I mean, this might just be another consolidation zone, right? Or it might just be another push to the upside. It's kind of just, it looks like it's for the most part repeating the pattern over and over again. Kind of same thing that happened over here. Okay, so the sellers did not get in control there. Sellers never got in control. This here got invalidated, swung back up. So we're getting like these reversal patterns, but we don't have the confirmation, right? We're getting the engulfing, but we need the confirmation that price is pushing down further. Right here, it just never really confirmed. So price is still very bullish here. But it just keeps repeating the pattern basically. It pushes up a little bit, consolidates, pushes up a little bit, consolidates, pushes up a little bit, obviously consolidates. Okay, here's another big engulfing candle right here. So this might be well, we have another one here. So basically, we're just looking for a confirmation. We're looking for the reversal to start, which is possibly right here. I don't like getting in exactly when it starts. I like getting in later when it starts to, confirm the other way. But right here, we do have a confirmation of possible swing down. Or basically fake out. So we'll see if this here confirms it. Getting that sell signal now, which is perfect. We've been waiting for the sell signal. I just want the sell signal to close. Once it closes, then great. And then we can probably start looking for the swing back up. So I'm not going to say the sellers are necessarily in control here, but we do have a pattern here indicating that the sellers might be back in control. I'm looking at the time and sales. There's a lot of sell orders that are starting to flood in right now. Yeah, there's a lot of sell orders here. I just saw about 20 orders get flooded in. Another 20 orders that just came in. They're not a lot, but they're enough to push price. There's like 40 orders that just came in for a sell on the time and sales. So I'm looking at this here. I'm trying to see if the sellers are getting back in control. Or they might not even get in control. This might just be temporary. So I would like, perfect, there we go. I wanted that sell signal to close. So we got that sell signal closed right there. Now we'll see what happens next. Now let's see if it swings back up. We have news right here at 7 o'clock, guys. News right here at 7 o'clock. Let's see if price swings back up. If this candle pushes up like very strongly, this could be another engulfing the other way. So we had an engulfing this way. If this closes like above here, this could be another engulfing back to the upside. But I'm just gonna wait here. I'm waiting. We have the news at 7 o'clock, and let's see how market reacts to the news. And then once we have that right there, I'll see, if we can try to squeeze a trade in here. Yeah, I kept sitting waiting on the higher time frames to confirm reversal or bounce off their pivots and sessions. Yeah, that's smart, Kip. So Kip's using a multi-time frame analysis here, which is great. That's a really good thing to use, especially if you're looking for that bigger confluence. We're pretty much doing the same thing here. It's just we're using, we're going candle by candle versus like the bigger time frames. So it's good. Kip will have his analysis. We'll have our analysis. We'll see how this here kind of like flows with each other. And then we'll try to squeeze a trade in here. I'm not going to force anything, but we're going to try to squeeze something in. Let's see. I think there's another news event at 7:30, but it's low impact, so not a big deal. News right here at 7 o'clock. So pending home sales month over month was actually very negative. It was forecasted to be 0%. It was actually negative 5.5. Pending home sales year over year has not updated yet. Take a look at that shortly. But here is the news candle. Right there. There we go. Yeah, Christian said, now I need price to move away from news price. Yeah, same here. We need price to just kind of push away from where it's currently at, which should be fine because if we get a buy signal, it's probably going to push away. Looks like price is kind of just consolidating right here where the support's at now. So you guys can kind of see here how the staircase is kind of respecting, right? So price pushes up, its staircase is up. The pushes up a little bit, kind of consolidates, pushes up a little bit, consolidates, but you can see how this upper level gets extended out, right? The lower level stays where it's at, the upper level gets extended out. So now it's starting to flip the other way, so the upper level is now short and the lower level is extended out because it's still coming back and retesting right here. So if you look at this from, from a perspective, it looks like this is happening. Like it's pretty clear now what's happening, right? Price pushes up, retrace, pushes up, retrace, pushes up, retrace. Now reversal happens here, and it's doing the same thing, but the other way, right? It's like a huge head and shoulders. Like if you're on a higher time frame, you can probably see like a big head and shoulders here. So it looks like a big shoulder right here, a big head, and then another shoulder that's starting to set up right here before it comes down hard. So if price continues to drop from here, where I'm looking for price to go is going to be the opening price down there. That's going to be the target if price does continue dropping. We have a new liquidity. We have liquidity right here actually too. There's a couple targets here for price to actually go down and reach. Liquidity right there. Liquidity right there. Liquidity right there. And of course, liquidity up here. Okay, so looking at this here, there's actually a couple different confluences that I see from this point. Okay, so price has hit this liquidity target. That's pretty much wiped out. This engulfing was actually a double body, double wick too. I didn't realize that that little wick right there was on the same level of this body. So this here is a prime example of reversal, right? So I drew this line before this even happened. So I was kind of predicting that this may happen or else it would be invalidated. This right here did happen, and indeed, we had the reversal pattern right here at this upper end. There's no other confirmations here yet, though. So this here would have been an MPS V2 Barox entry. So price, we had the sell signal, price retraced up, came back down right here. This would be Barox entry. The only problem with this here is that it was like literally at the sessions and it was literally at the news price. So we couldn't really take it right here. But if you look at this here, this was one of Barox MPS entries. Same with this one over here, actually. So price, we had the buy signal, price came up, retraced, came back up right there. This was in the direction of the breakout, but like, obviously when the market was moving here, this was literally opening candle. It's a little hectic. That was moving right there. Obviously, we wouldn't take that off the opening candle, but just want to give you guys some insight as to like, what's come up here so far. Price here is now stuck between the sessions. So there's still some targets below. Ideally, I'd like to take a buy though. So even though we have this reversal pattern right here, ideally, I'd like to take a buy here. I don't see any reversal patterns here yet, but we do have possibility of it swinging up. So mark this up right here with a green bar. We don't necessarily have a confirmation of the push to the upside yet, but we do have, the setup right here. This price swung up, came down. Now it looks like it's trying to swing all the way back up for correction. So ideally, I'd like price to push up a bit further. I don't want to trade around the sessions down here. But it looks like a perfect, nice continuation to the upside. Like what happened here is price came down, bounced off the pivot. Now it's coming back up. Careful for this right here, though. See, Christian said, what I like is that it took down liquidity on the downside, but I'm into buys. Yeah, same here. So basically what happened here, like what Christian just mentioned, is like it was basically a liquidity grab, right? Price came down, it grabbed liquidity, and now it's coming back up. Basically a W pattern, right? Like the thing with price action, guys, is that there's like very similar and common patterns that always come up. Even though I'm not necessarily looking for them, you can just see them by staring at the chart. You can see W patterns, you can see M patterns, you can see head and shoulders. Those are all like within the same family. You see the same pattern that just repeats itself. Kind of same with like a V1 pattern, right? A V1 pattern is a V pattern. It's making a V basically. I just realized I didn't even realize that the V1 variation was like a V pattern. We've been calling it V1 variation, but it was meant to just be called variation, not necessarily V. But now it makes sense. Because that's kind of what happens here, right? When you get a V1 pattern, it's basically making a V shape. All right, so we're stuck right here between the sessions, guys. There's not much going on. Let me draw some more consolidation through this area. I mean, the market is just repeating what it's been doing pretty much all day. It's doing this. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying because it's just consolidating. It goes into an area, then it consolidates, and then goes into an area, consolidates. Yeah. So let's see if it respects this area down here. Because if it respects this area, then I think the sellers are still in control. Let me just take that green off. I don't think the buyers are in control here yet until we get some sort of confirmation. So we are getting let me put this back here actually. Now that I just said that, we're getting a V1 pattern right here, double body rejection. So if this candle closes right here and these are on the same level, this is a double body rejection for possible reversal to the upside. If this closes big, it can be a possible engulfing. So double body and engulfing. Yeah, there we go. See, buyers are trying to push price up. The sellers are getting weakened right here. Okay, we got like 5 sellers that came in trying to push price down. Okay, so we got the engulfing right here. The buyers may be in control at this point. We'll have to keep watching it, but this here is a reversal pattern back to the upside. So before I'm able to really establish that, the buyers or the sellers in control, I try to look for some sort of reversal pattern. So I put the sell signal, I put the sell line right here, or the sellers in control, and then I saw this. This is confirmation of the reversal. I put the buyers in control right here. And now that I've seen this engulfing with the V1, this shows that the buyers may be back in control. The problem with this is that it wasn't at a low. So that's, it's not a V1 pattern. It's just it's not a V1 variation, but it's more so just a V1 pattern. Double body rejection in conjunction with a engulfing candle. And it wasn't super strong. It was just like, strong enough to engulf it, but not enough to really make an impact like this one. So again, we were just waiting for this here to do something, I guess. So there's no new test down here. Leave it like that. So it looks like price is trying to break past this this consolidation resistance zone. You can see it's kind of similar to what was happening earlier. The upper zones were longer. Same with this one right here. This one tested a little bit, but it didn't actually push any further. Right now, it's looking like price is trying to get past this area, climb up from there. This looks like a repeat of yesterday's market, unfortunately, guys. Yesterday, we had the same thing. We had a nice bullish push on open, and that's what happened with the breakout yesterday, right? So yesterday, we had the nice bullish push, breakout hit, and then what happened after that was just a slow market. So it's kind of a repeat of yesterday. I'll try to get something in here, but if the market doesn't move, it's gonna be hard to really work with. So looking at the news from today, it was negative, guys. Price had a reaction to the news right there. Price came down and now it's correcting back up. So I'm looking for it to break past this this zone right here, which it is. Failed to break past it again. Broke past it, but not close past it. All right, let's get some volatility here. Time and sales. I'm looking at who's in control. Any buyers in here? Yeah, there's a lot of buyers here. So we had some big buyers come in right now at 712. Previous buyers came in at 711 and then 710. Yeah, some big buyers starting to flood in right now. Just looking over here at the time and sales, it's a good sign. Got the buyers coming in, buyers starting to get back in control over here. So again, we have an engulfing here. Here, I'm looking for another engulfing, possibly. Yeah, the sellers just like knocked it down again right there. I just saw like a flood of sellers just come in. Price came up to the news price right here. So what I'm seeing here is this looks like it might have been, I think it's the sellers getting stopped out actually. Okay, so I saw a couple orders there, but I think it was just trades getting liquidated from this drop earlier. I think people chased the sell and then price came up and it just triggered their orders right there. But here we go. The buyers are starting to they're trying to push back up again. Ideally, I just like the buy signal to close. Once the buy signal closes, I'll look for some patterns here. Patterns back up. And that would have been a solid buy signal if it didn't get knocked down. So there was a bunch of penny orders just hanging out right there. Let's take a look at the volume real quick. So looking at the volume over here, price is it's in a high volume area right now. This whole area is a high volume area. It's near the point of control. Near the point of control. So like right now you can see the buyers are in control, obviously. It's above the point of control. Just having trouble holding above it. So if you guys are not familiar with the volume profile, basically this black line right here is point of control. Basically price is above it, shows that the buyers are in control. Price is below it, sellers are in control. This is where most of the volume is sitting. So this is like the middle ground, basically. Price swings below, swings above, swings below, swings above. Right now it's above, so we'll see if it holds. And if it bounces off this area, pushes up higher. It's kind of want to make sure here I have the footprints and then I also have the volume on top of it. But you guys can see here, the volatility is just really low, right? We're not really getting too much. I mean, the ATR is decent right now. It's currently at 24 ATR. So it's not like the market's super flat. It's just we're not getting much of a direction here. We're getting like each candle is maybe like 20 points, 30 points, but we're just not getting much of a direction. There it goes. It gets pulled back into the range. Boring market today. Boring market, but days like today are the days where you have to have the most discipline, right? You gotta understand, like when the market's like this, these are days when you have to like kind of sit back a little bit and wait for the entry to come to you. But yeah, same thing here. I mean, like I said earlier, guys, it's pretty much just been consolidating this whole time. Price consolidate. It was in consolidation pre-market. So pre-market right here, price was consolidating since news. So news happened at 5:30. Price was ranging and consolidating within this box. Then eventually price pushed up, consolidated right here, pushed up, consolidated further, pushed up, consolidated, pushed down. Now it's in this consolidation zone right here. So although price did push up here for the breakout, it hasn't really been able to hold that consistency. Right, so here we go as price comes back and retest this lower support zone. We'll see if price breaks past it or if it just ends up holding where it's currently at. Here are profits from Jonathan earlier this morning. So Jonathan just took the breakout and he logged off for the day. He was done. Locked in 1,465. So Jonathan's actually really close to getting his first payout on Tradeify. So huge congrats to Jonathan here. He's in profit, I think, at 157,000. So he's on his way. Almost there. Guys, just a heads up, I'm never going to message you first most of the time. If I'm ever going to message you first, I'm probably going to ask you for your email. But this is his name's spelled weird. It's Kodi Kai with an L. So another scam attempt right here. Just make sure, guys, I'm not going to message you. So right here it says, hello, E, how are you? Hope you are coping. Like you can really tell just by reading their message, right? Their English is usually kind of off. Hope you are coping and making the most of the trading market. I thought it would be great to reach out individually to find out how everyone is doing, possibly learn more about the personal challenges members face in the trading market. Yeah, so if you guys ever like get a message from someone who you think is me, and you just read the message out loud, if it sounds weird, like English is kind of off, it's definitely not me. And I'm never gonna ask stuff like that. I'll ask you for your email sometimes, like if I need to update the system, but for the most part, not gonna be messaging you guys first. I mean, you guys can message me, I'll respond to you, but I'm not gonna reach out to every single person in the group and be like, hey, how are you coping with the market? It's a weird question to ask. They were probably trying to spell copying, but spell coping. Weird message. All right, so we got nothing going on here, guys. Price is still going sideways. Sideways within this range. Still no buy signal. I don't even think the buyers here even really got in control yet. We have another engulfing. So, okay, we have two engulfing candles here, guys. I think this might be time for price to break out. So we have the buy mark here where I was expecting price to kind of push up. We have a engulfing candle right here. We have another engulfing candle right here. This might start to push price up because you can see the buyers are trying to get in control. There's just not enough volatility in the market. So like there's not enough participants really pushing price up. They need people to follow. So like, you know, like one person or like one institution or one market maker is like pushing price a little bit to see if the retail traders will bite, right? It's kind of what's happening here because the thing is like people are looking for these price action patterns, but a lot of people just get in right away. They don't actually wait for confirmation. So like whenever I see stuff like this, I'm not getting in right away. I'm like waiting for it to confirm. Like I want it to actually push up. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's pushing up. Now it's time for us to take entries up here. But these are like, they're like lures, right? These are like tricks, basically. They're traps in the market. That's why you shouldn't always look at all the price action patterns. Like just because you see a double body or just because you see an engulfing candle, that doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, enter right away. It's like, okay, I see an engulfing here. Wait for it to actually push up, right? Or I see an engulfing here. Look for people to actually chase that engulfing so that I can actually go and take the entry with it. So waiting for that confirmation. We have a buy signal here currently pending. Looking at the time and sales, buy signal just closed right there. So I'm looking at the time and sales. We do have some buyers that are starting to push into the market, which is good. We have some sellers as well. It's pretty mixed right now. So it's going to be hard for it to really push through unless we get like a big influx of buy orders over here, of course. I'm going to keep staring at the time and sales. Just kind of want to see if I see some patterns here for some buyers to get in control. But it's pretty mixed. I do see quite a bit of buyers starting to come in. They're starting to bandwagon onto that push. Okay, some big buyers here coming in. It's good. We got 15 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if we can continue to push it higher. So the sellers are there. I mean, they're bringing in equal amount of orders, so it's a little tough for this here. Okay, so we do have the sellers right there pushing price down. So I'm looking again at the time and sales. We may have a possible entry here for Brock's strategy. I might come into this if I do see a lot of buyers behind it. I know we have a red flag right here, but the news price isn't as important as the session. So I'm going to see if the buyers continue to stay in control here. If they do continue to stay in control, then I'm going to come in and I'm going to ride this up with it, at least around 20 points or so. So I do see a lot of buyers here that are in control. We have 20 seconds left. I'm just going to keep following this time and sales to see if it holds. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna get into this, guys, if it closes shortly. So we got this pushing up. Get in right here.
Order submit or.
All right, so I got in right here. 5
Order submitted.
Is a 20-point mark. Adjust it a little bit. I'm looking at the time and sales here. Just want to make sure the buyers are still staying in control. Let's see. So we got the buyers. I mean, it's pretty flat now, but the buyers were pushing through. So I want to make sure the sellers don't come back in and check the big orders. Yeah, so far the big orders here are for some buys, so see if the buyers can hold above. The entry wasn't the best, but it'll do for here. So I'll keep watching here. Let me see if I could find any so this wasn't an engulfing, but it was a pretty big, nice, strong candle right there. So I'll keep watching here. We'll see if there's anything. This might be an issue though if we have a double body rejection. So if you get a double body rejection here, this is a possible reversal the other way. But I'll see if the buyers keep pushing up, then this shouldn't close as a double body. This should push it back higher and close green. But I'll follow it. So following it right here. The time and sales are pretty much flat. I just don't see any orders coming in right now. Would like to push up a little higher so we don't get that double body, but let's see where we're at. So we're getting a lot of buy orders here. They're starting to come in a little bit. It's just not, there's not enough volatility here for it to really push up. There's buyers coming in, but they're not like coming in like in bunches. So they're coming in and like they're coming in and there's like double sellers that are coming in, some fat sellers coming in right here. I think I might just get out of this a little early. See if I see more buyers come in, I'll hold on to it. If not, I'll just close out of this for a partial loss. I'm looking at the time and sales here. There's buyers that are starting to come in a little bit. Get out of it. So I closed out there for a loss, unfortunately. I'm still in profit for the week, but unfortunately took a loss right there for the for that specific entry. I'll try to get into another one here. It's just the type of market that we're in right now. So first loss for this week right here. It's all good. First loss for the week. I mean, there's just not enough direction here. I was really hoping that price would push through, but there's just not enough direction. Here we are back in this consolidation zone. So it's like price comes up, fakes out, comes back down. And I close out of that a little earlier so I can pretty much trim off a little bit of the losses, but that's just the type of market that we're in today. So it's all good. I'll keep looking for another entry here. If I don't find one, then I'm not going to force an entry here, of course. But same thing that's been happening right here. So price pushed up above this area, faked out, pull back into the range. This right here, I mean, this looked like it could have been good. We had two engulfing. So we had engulfing right here, engulfing right here. We had three engulfing actually. This is why I was kind of convinced to take this entry. We had engulfing, engulfing, engulfing. The only problem here is that we didn't have a bullish push, right? It would have been nicer if it was bullish and we had an engulfing here, engulfing here, engulfing here. But we had basically had, I think this is probably where I could have cut my losses a little earlier, was when I saw this V1 pattern. Like when I saw this double body rejection, this is where I was like, okay, this is probably not looking like a great trade. I probably could have just cut my losses there a little earlier, but it's all good. It's just hard to tell with this type of market here because the buyers look like they look like they were in control here. This is a pretty strong candle. Following three engulfing patterns here, but it just wasn't strong enough to push any further. So we'll look for the next one here. If the sellers might be in control at this point. See, the problem with this here is that we can't even take the sell. Like I would like to take the sell here if possible, but we're stuck right in the middle of the sessions. So we have a sell signal here. We have the retracement on this green candle. If it does come back further, it's just not going to be an entry I can take because this is going to be one of the red flags. The news here was also a red flag, so I guess this was kind of a bad trade on my end. Like I probably should have just waited a little longer, but the confluence just looked good on this trade. And this news price has already been tested a couple times, so I figured, okay, this news is already done with, but looks like it wasn't. Basically a double fake out right here. All right, so let's see what we got here now as price continues along. Time and sales. Yeah, the time and sales is just it's tricky right now. Like right here, we saw this price pushing up. I was looking at the time and sales and I was like, okay, the buyers are starting to get back in control, but unfortunately they just weren't. There's another opportunity right here again, like I just said, guys, for the NPS V2. The only problem here is that we're right at the session, so this is going to be a problem, of course. I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it because we're in the red flag right here. So this would have been an entry right here for a sell. Looking at the time and sales, the buyers are trying to push price up, but they're not really having much luck here now as we speak. And again, right here, you can see it's the same thing. There's just no consistency in the market. You guys can see here, it's just consolidation, fake out, consolidation, another fake out down here. And it's right at the sessions too, so it's just another area of red flag. Today and yesterday, there's been a lot of red flags, which has been annoying for us. Because there's been entries coming up, but like yesterday, I couldn't take anything. There were like 4 entries that came up. They all look good, but I couldn't take any of those entries at all. All right, let's see what we got here. So I was looking to possibly get into this as an engulfing candle if this here didn't come up and touch the session, but it came up and touched the session, so obviously nothing there. But I was looking to possibly get into this as an engulfing if it came down from where it was, because it would have engulfed and it would have been a double body rejection right there. So this right here is actually a good pattern. It's a double body rejection. If the candle closes red, The only problem is that we're at the sessions. So obviously it's not one that I would take, but that's like another good confluence right there. I'd have to close stronger. Nope. So no pattern right there. I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position, but here we are back in the range. So price has pretty much been within this range since 7 o'clock. So it's been 30 minutes within this range right here. This consolidation. I wouldn't even consider it a range. It's so small that it's not really much of a range. It's just consolidating within these two sessions right here. All right, so again, we'll just watch for something here to kind of play through, I guess. See how far this pushed up. No, wouldn't even push up like 10 right there. All right, so again, we're just waiting for something here to happen, guys. Mainly for it to push out of this current range where it's at. Yeah, we're looking for it to push above or below this area. At this point, I don't care which direction it goes. It can go above and stay up here, or it can go below and obviously stay down here. Go back to open. But for the most part, there's just nothing going on here down the middle. We're still stuck within the structure. So here's the market structure bias that I marked up pre-market. Price is still sitting at yesterday's close. Still stuck right there. Again, we want price to be out of this area, like above it or below it. Doesn't matter which direction, but we want it to be in either direction. Looking at our clean chart, you guys can see here, there's not really too much going on. Price is kind of just sitting right here down the middle. So if we take off all of these other zones here, this is where the consolidation is really happening. It's between the 45,000 mark and the 44,900 mark. So we got about a 100-point range, complete range. The consolidation is really just happening right here down the middle at the 950 though. Right there down the middle. All right, let's see if we get this bullish push again. So we're getting this bullish push back up. There's no confirmation here yet that, I don't see any engulfing or anything like that. There's no confirmation here yet that reversal has really established. But it looks like the buyers are trying to get back in control here as we speak. Got this buy signal here, but there's no confluences with it, so nothing for me specifically to look for here. Like I would need price to really push past the news now at this point. I think I'm not going to take any risks until price really pushes past the news over here. We got price pushing up. ATR currently at 22, so it's not dead market yet, but It's not very fast either. Looking at the time in sales, that's pretty mixed. It's not one-sided. See, I saw so there's a big sell order that just came in right here. It's about like, it was a lot of contracts. I think people are getting stopped out now. We're chasing the sells here. All right, so we got price kind of pushing up a little bit. This is a good sign. I want price to be up here anyways. So preferably I'd like price to stay above this area. I'm gonna look for a entry here, I guess. We need that buy signal to close. The buyers are having trouble like pushing further because there's a lot of sell orders here who are trying to push price back down, but the buy orders here are outweighing the sellers for sure. All right, so we're finally out of this consolidation range. Look for another entry here. So the trend, all right, so I'm gonna be looking for possible MPS V2 here. It's not ready yet, but I'm gonna look for an MPS V2. I'm gonna see if this here would I mean if we get an MPS V2 with an engulfing, I think that'd be ideal. But we'll see what happens. The price is pushing up right here to the liquidity target. This is a pivot scalp entry. If anybody's looking to take that. I don't know if Kip is still here. I know Kip was looking for that pivot scalp to come back up finally, which he did. Well, there's one right here too. There's a couple. Pivot scalp right here and a pivot scalp right there. So price came up, hit the liquidity target. There's still no entry here for the MPS V2. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Or an engulfing, or I mean something really. Anything that would come up and identify possible opportunity for entry. Okay, so this is a little overextended. So as you can see over here, this is pushed up about 143 points. Pushed up quite a bit. I would like a sell candle here to or a red candle to close. Once this candle here closes, I'll be looking for possible engulfing, which would be in line with NPS V2. Nice, Sam. Yeah, Sam said nice. This is moving risk free, holding until top. Big small stop loss in the process. Yeah, all part of the game. All right, so I'm looking for this here to close with the red candle. There we go. Okay, this is starting to set up for an engulfing. So if this here closes engulfing, I'll be taking this here for a buy. I'm taking it using the NPS V2. Only problem here is that we're going to be very close to the sessions. So the time and sales are showing the sellers are currently in control. The buyers are pushing back up. Saw like 10 sell orders, then 10 buy orders. I don't think this candle here is going to close green. The sellers are they're really trying to push price back down. They're not big orders either. They're just kind of like these smaller, slumpy orders that are coming in. All right, so there's nothing there, at least not yet. This here would be an MPS V2 if this candle closes green, guys. It just doesn't meet my criteria though. There's no reversal patterns here indicating that price is really ready to push back up. So I'm not going to take it. If you guys do want to take it, I mean, feel free. I will watch it for you guys. The only thing here that I would be careful for is possible consolidation again, right, within this area. So this is going to be an NPS V2 entry, guys. If you guys want to take it, I'm not going to take it. There's just no confluences here for me to hop into this specific trade. I need to have more confluences for me to take it. But yeah, this is the entry right here. Volatility is really low too. I'll take it as a late entry. If I get like an engulfing candle as price continues to move along, then okay, I'll get into it late and I'll just ride the engulfing move. But right now specifically, I just don't have the setup here for me. So MPS V2 is currently running in profit. Right there. I'm not going to leave it on there because I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. We'll keep checking it, but I'm not in a specific position here. And you can see there's just no volatility, there's no direction. Price is kind of just staying within this consolidation right here. It's pretty much the same market we dealt with yesterday. But yesterday I just didn't take anything, I just kind of held back and waited. Should have held back and waited today too, but it's all good. Looked like a good entry earlier. Yeah. This is what I mean. There's no patterns here indicating that the buyers are really in control. The buyers obviously push price up, but it doesn't show that they're actually in control. So I'm waiting. Sam said, wait for retracement for another buy with 20% of what I just made. Yeah, no, definitely. He's gonna go. He made 112 points right there off that move. Solid. Yeah, Christian said, wow, when price is not giving chances to get in. Yeah, there's just nothing going on here. I mean, I drew this just in case it would consolidate, and it actually did consolidate. I didn't think it was going to consolidate like this, but it did perfectly line up with the consolidation right there. It's just the market repeating what it's been doing today, which is consolidate. It's been doing this pretty much all day. It breaks out a little bit, not even a lot. Pushes up a little bit, consolidates, pushes up a little bit, consolidates. Same. This here was like a really long consolidation though. This one was consolidating for almost like 40 minutes. And then we're back again over here at some consolidation. So you guys can see here, like there hasn't really been too much of a confirmation here. So that's why I wouldn't want to take the entry because I mean, for the most part, I'd probably be pretty stressed out holding on to this position here with no real confirmation. This is an engulfing candle. I can't tell if this was red because it's like a doji candle, but this is looking like or never mind, take it back. I don't know how this here will close. If this does close a little bigger, it looks like it may be an engulfing. It's not looking like it now though. Yeah, these candles are like, they're just they're so unpredictable how they're closing. So right there, this candle is engulfing this one, but since this isn't like a clearly red candle, I can't really consider it as a engulfing candle. There was a double wick rejection here though, so this indicates that okay, there's two reversal patterns here within one double wick plus engulfing. So the entry here is still running, guys. If anybody was taking the MPS V2, the entry is still running. It's just there's not very many confluences here indicating that price is likely to keep pushing up higher. I'm looking at the time and sales, and it's actually not very strong. So this trade here is running. What time was my entry from earlier? 7:22. I'm gonna look down here to see who was in control at 7:22. The sellers were in control at that time. I mean, it's pretty mixed. Where did it get stopped out? 7:25. All right. So the volatility is very, very low. The buyers and sellers are, I mean, they're just neck and neck right now. They're kind of just going back and forth. So price is trying to push up. I'm looking for a confluence here, some like opportunity for me to maybe get in late or just get in for another setup. But there is just nothing going on here. Price is just respecting the consolidation zone. Yeah, there's nothing going on, guys. So here we go. As price continues to go sideways, I was really hoping to take one more trade here to recoup the loss. I just need one win to recoup it, but it's just not looking like we're gonna get that here. Calendar super small. So if this here closes, this is another double body rejection. So possible double body rejection right here. And or not. So every time I say something is likely to happen, the thing just gets knocked down right after. So I'm looking over here at the time and sales. It's just so mixed. There's not like one side that's really pushing one direction or the other. Right, so no double body rejection there. We got 10 minutes till 8 o'clock. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Again, we're just going to keep looking for something here to happen. There's not really much that's happened today. This has been the recurring theme for the day, a lot of consolidation. Then a small fake out, some more consolidation, another fake out, etc. If you look back over here, pretty much every time price came around, it was like a fake out. Like when it broke out of the range. So for example, here price was consolidating, fake out. Price consolidating, fake out, fake out, fake out. Right here, price looked like it was going to move, and it's not doing anything. It's going sideways. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to screenshot this. Of course, I'm going to put in my losses for the day. Losses happen. It's part of the game, guys. So you guys, if once you guys understand that like losses are part of the game, you'll like not worry about it as much. We've had a pretty great week so far, though. So every day the breakouts hit, pretty much Monday through Thursday, and then all of our scalps hit this week too. So we're 2 for 1 this week for the scalps. We have a win on Monday, win on Tuesday, and then we haven't lost a trade in a while, actually. There we go. Just trying to find a losing one to copy. It was only 30 points, so it's not like a huge deal. So this week's been pretty good. We had, let's see, we had 6 wins and 1 loss for this week. So it's been pretty solid overall. All right, we got price kind of coming down a little bit here. We have a sell signal. Looking at this here, though, there's no reversal patterns that I see. So we have the sellers trying to get back in control right here. There's no V1 variations. There's no engulfing candles. There's nothing here. There's just a sell signal, which push price down here at this point. What I would look for here is if an MPS V2 candle comes up or entry, I would look for it to be engulfing. So like, for example, here we got price coming down. If we get a retracement and it comes back up and it comes back down strong and it's an engulfing candle, that could be possibility for, that's going to be the confluence for the reversal to the downside. And then also entry for an MPS V2 to the downside. Yeah, since I'm expecting a little retracement, then break out of the range or break out now. Small losses, bigger wins. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're still in profit for the week, so it's really not a big deal. Overall, profits are still looking good for the week. But yeah, we obviously did accumulate some losses here, unfortunately. All right, so price is coming down. There's no MPS V2 here yet, but price is coming down. I don't see any reversal patterns. This is kind of similar to what happened with this push to the upside right here, guys. Like earlier right here, I was looking for this push to the upside, and I was looking for some sort of confirmation that the buyers were in control. It never came up basically. So like there's no V1 patterns, there's no engulfing patterns, there's nothing here to indicate that okay, the buyers are in control. Same with this right here. We had the sell come in, or we had the price start to push down. However, there's no setup here really indicating that the reversal actually happened, right? There's no V1 pattern, there's no double body pattern. There's probably other price action patterns that may have happened here, but none of the ones that I'm specifically looking for. So I don't see any engulfing here. I don't see any V1s. I don't see any double body, double wicks. This just shows that price just pretty much slumped down, right? It's just a strong push to the downside. There's a setup right here for a MPS V2, guys. It's like right in between all of the red flags, so it's not really exactly what I'd be looking for. This candle would have to close red, but it's not setting up here. There is a V1 pattern here, though, that Sam just mentioned. So this might be the buyers back in control again. Thanks, Sam, for that. I didn't even notice that until you mentioned it. Yeah, so there's a V1 pattern right there. This could be the reversal pattern to the upside. These reversal patterns are very important because if you're chasing this for a sell, if you saw a reversal pattern like this, I'd have been like, all right, I'm out. I'm not going to take that trade. I mean, I should have pulled out of this one right here, but once that V1 came up. But this is, it's usually a sign. Unless it gets invalidated. So there's a V1 right here, but this here can be invalidated. So if this here doesn't actually push up and it comes down, then the V1 here becomes irrelevant, and there you go, it's invalidated. So the buyers are not back in control yet. That's why I don't like taking the initial V1, right? So like I'll look for the V1 and then I'll look for like an engulfing pattern that happens up here. Then I'll take my entry over here instead and set it down there. I mean, if you take it down there, you'll get more points, of course, because you'll get in right at the start of the reversal. But over here, I'll be looking for, the confirmation. Nice. So Sam actually took it a lot earlier. I'm assuming you got in and out with that, Sam, pretty quick. This is another MPS V2 entry, guys. I would take it, but it's like right at the session. So this is a complete red flag for me. So I'm not looking to take this entry here, but this here is a MPS V2 entry. I mean, it would have been nice closing out the session, but this here is an MPS V2. So we had a sell signal right here come down. This was an MPS V2 with an engulfing. The candle was pretty huge though. So I mean, there's a lot of red flags here. For one, there's a session, there's another session, and then this candle was huge. But this is the setup that I was actually looking for. So I said, if you get an MPS V2 and it's engulfing, I probably would want to take it. So unfortunately, I didn't get into this one because it was at the sessions. but this was the setup that I was looking for. So let me just go over real quick so that you guys can understand. Right here, we had the reversal to the downside, right? From this area right here, this is the high point. Price got to the high and it started to consolidate. Then you got the sell signal, which pushed down. And then right here, price pushed below, retraced up. This here is the confirmation candle for the MPS V2. And this confirmation candle is also engulfing. See how this red candle eats up this green candle right here? That was an engulfing candle, right? So that's the pattern that I was looking for to take my entry. I wanted to see this, but I also wanted to see this because this is like a perfect confirmation that the entry is probably going to keep pushing that direction. I didn't need to look at the time and sales because this candle here was already so big that this obviously indicated that the sellers were in control. So it's all good. Today's one of those days, guys. Just a lot of choppiness, just like yesterday. Today and yesterday was super choppy. Let me check the calendar for the news tomorrow. Tomorrow we have some high impact news again, pre-market. We have PCE price index, personal spending, core PCE price index, month over month, year over year. A lot of inflation is basically coming out tomorrow. Pre-market at 5:30. So we got all this stuff coming up tomorrow. And then during the live session, we have PMI happening at 6:45. So we might have to wait for that to pass. And then we'll have open, pretty much no news after that. So, all right, guys, there was 2 entries that came up today. Unfortunately, first one that I took lost. The other one over here won, but I didn't take this one because of the red flag, of course, right at the sessions. So I think that's it for now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, it's about to be 8 o'clock in about 2 minutes. So it is about time to wrap this up. So let's see. All right, no questions. Looks like we're good. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow to continue on with this trading week. I'll take a screenshot. Let me just do it right now, actually, before I get off. I'm gonna screenshot my accounts. I want to show you guys, the transparency. Losses happen in the market, guys, and this is just one of those days where the losses got the best of us, which is good. I'm still in profit for the week, so account's not hurting at all. It's just today sucked. So let's see. Where are my screenshots? So here are my losses for the day, guys. Unfortunately, red day for me. So took a loss right there, nothing too big. I'm still up for the week so far. So you can see over here, weekly P&L still in the green. I just one loss for the day. So it is what it is. I got to bounce with it and come back tomorrow fresh and hopefully take 1 or 2 trades and then be back in the green. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys here tomorrow.